Alright guys, time for a little road trip. It's pretty early in the morning. We got a little bit about a 2-hour-ish drive ahead of us. We're going to be heading out to Ohio to 911 Fab. We got a new cage to pick up. So stay tuned. I'll throw in some driving clips. See if I can film anything while we're at 911 Fab. And then, yeah. I'll give you guys a peek on this cage as soon as possible. Alright, stay tuned guys. Well, got the cage picked up. You can see here. Making the trip back home with it. Looks fantastic actually. Power carrying looks amazing. All the welds look amazing. Got the rear bumper up there. It's a bit of a chore getting it in here, but we got it and we're ready to head back home. We got the spare tire carrier right there. So 911 Fab. Doesn't cease to amaze me. So, stop here, I'm gonna grab something to eat and I'm gonna finish heading home. Alright, see you in a bit. Alright, well, I made it back. This is actually the next day after. I had some other stuff going on instead. I had to get taken care of since I got home. Just got this pulled inside so I could set it over here and get ready. I got the buggy warming up outside, getting ready to bring it in so we can tear it down. In case everybody's wondering, this is a 911 Fab cage. If you don't know this stuff, it's very well built. Everything is amazing when it's done. This is a complete custom cage that I have built for my machine. Has a spare tire carrier on it. I'm not sure if I'll actually end up using it, but it's there if I want to. It is removable if I decide to do that. You actually see these extra tabs on the back. I got some oh shit handles on it. The tabs on the back are actually for this rear bumper section right here. This is actually a wraparound bumper that attaches to the roll cage and connects up to the front using the existing 911 one. I opted for this because of how I was getting the cage made. I opted on not doing the cruising bars because I had some other plans for it. I don't know if it was going to happen, but one of the stuff that I was going to think I did. So at this point, I'm actually going to get the machine pulled in here, get this moved out of the way, and I'm going to start tearing everything down on that machine. It's going to be quite a process to go from getting the old cage off and everything I have attached to the cage to putting the new cage on, which I'm definitely going to need a second person for, to finally getting it put on and getting everything wired up as far as my speakers, my light bar, rear lights, all that stuff have to be mounted up on it. We'll see how that goes. It's going to be a bit of a struggle for that. Even the cameras I have in there have to come off and be redone. So It's probably definitely going to be a multi-part series. It's going to take a little while. But stay tuned. So, you know that moment whenever you decide that you're going to do a project and it's like, oh, that'll be easy. That's not going to take you very long at all. I was wrong. So, I got it pretty well stripped down. I got a few more extra things. All the zip ties. Heck no. I didn't realize how many zip ties I had on there. There's a lot. So, so everybody knows, whenever you're talking about doing a cage swap, everything will come out. There's just stuff everywhere at this point. Seats had to come out. Everything else. Lights. Everything. I got a pile of stuff over there. A pile of stuff over here. Yeah. A pile of stuff over here. There's more on the back wall. There's so much crap I put on this I didn't realize. So anybody curious as to why I am doing the cage swap other than the fact that factory cage is not that great. Here is the reason right here. So I know I've talked about it a few times on here before. I didn't know it was this bad, but I actually hit a deer doing 70 miles an hour and I landed on this part of the cage. I did not realize that the tubing was bent there and that was bent. I knew there was a slight kink in this. Even had adjusters to come out and look at it, and they said I could have got away with just replacing this and this. And on finding out that Yamaha doesn't produce parts right now because of the pandemic, I ended up just opting for a new cage. The favorite one. So, I'm actually really glad that I got the cage and everything else. It's very, very different than this one, but that's not a bad thing. It means it should be a lot stronger. But you can see the road rash here from it is actually landed on this side of the cage. That's why it's called the road rash Yamaha, because I literally skidded down the side of the road with this thing on my side. But it pretty much just pushed the cage this way, and in the process of doing that, it was already to a frame shop. They said that there was no issues with the frame, so I was good to go there. It was just the cage that was bent. So maybe seeing this being cut out here shortly, but there's a lot of little tedious stuff whenever it's taking it off. It's probably a couple more hours in, and yeah, I got a lot more to come. So I'll come back to you with a time lapse when I'm getting ready to move the cage. Well, apparently I forgot to hit record on that. Bit of a process getting the old one off, but it came off pretty easily. Couple whacks with a hammer, got there, got it done. Grabbed a new one, and then it installed pretty much flawlessly. Went right down on there. Had to get a board and a hammer to massage stuff in places, but didn't have to go crazy with it. It lined right up. Went back on. I got it all tightened down now. Looks great. I'm gonna work on getting the rear bumper attached onto it now. There's a spare tire carrier there. The rear bumper's gonna attach right there. One down here. That's gonna be a bit of a chore because I'm gonna have to change up my skid plate a little bit, but I'll try to get that one on recording again. But looks great. Love the cage. Hoping I can get that bumper put on tonight, and then it's probably gonna be a second video on the rest of the stuff, the light bar, everything like that. I gotta get mounts, everything set up for that, because they're not gonna work on the old one. And then possibly do a windshield setup on it and some other stuff. Also gotta get the camera, everything else lined up on it. So I'm gonna move this thing forward a little bit and get set to see what I'm gonna have to do to get that rear bumper working. Alright, I'll be back in a bit. Alright, now definitely managed to get the bubble wrap off this thing, but it was ready to go. So Gonna get this thing lined up. I'm gonna get to see a lot of this show right now. That's gonna have to wait now. I have to remove this. Well, I got pretty much mounted up. I gotta go tomorrow and get more hardware for the bottom because the stuff he supplied me with wouldn't be long enough to get to my skid plate and into the frame. But man, I love the look of that. Looks great. Yeah, all the job on this case. Lined up perfectly. I had a couple struggles doing this by myself. My dad helped me with putting the cage back in. You probably heard him talking at the end of that last clip. But yeah, I love it. Looks perfect. It's exactly what I was looking for. So I'm probably not going to bore you with the random stuff like putting the seat back in and all that other stuff, but definitely got to do race harnesses in this 4-point at the very least, and then Probably gonna be doing some other stuff too. Maybe even putting the pass-throughs on the seats. But I gotta get some stuff ordered because I didn't know what I was actually gonna need, and we'll get this thing ready to go. So I'm gonna end this video here. Keep an eye out for the second video in this part. It's gonna be making the windshield, getting everything else back on that I had to take off, and so on and so forth. Stuff. So appreciate you guys coming over and watching this. It's an awesome cage that 911 Fab built. That's Tim over there, by the way. I love the cage. It fits perfectly. I was worried about the frame being tweaked because of the accident I had with it, but it seems to be perfect. If you want to get a cage like this, go ahead and get a hold of them on Facebook, 911 Fab on Facebook, 911 Fab. That's Tim. He'll get back a hold of you on that, and you guys can give him everything. I had this completely custom built cage done for me. Colors, the accessories added to it, everything, and it looks amazing. And I have no doubt that this thing would save my life if it came down to it. But from there, I'm gonna go inside, order some stuff, get this finished up. I'm gonna do all the stuff like putting the seats back in and some other stuff, and then I gotta get some other stuff ordered for it. I also gotta do something about these these front shocks right here. I just noticed that my crossover's not touching. It's way down there, and my nuts are way up there, so I gotta pull those front shocks off too. Time of year doing it, winter time. So keep an eye out. There's gonna be a lot of videos coming up. Not exactly riding videos, but it's gonna be a lot of technical stuff. So at that point, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and like, share, subscribe. Have a good one.